One of the things that I want to talk about tonight is the power of I am, the mantra, the power of saying this, of affirming this I am mantra. And this is one of the most powerful tools, one of the most powerful techniques for changing your vibration, for manifesting things that you want, for manifesting different circumstances in your life. And the reason that this is coming up for me tonight is because the past few days have been very chaotic. I have been experiencing a lot of technical malfunctions, things going wrong with computers, with phones, with technology, disruptions and disharmony in some of my relationships and communication. And I've had issues with my scooter and with my business. And it's like there's been this cloud of chaos for the past few days. And I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's like, an astrological thing. We just had a full moon a couple days ago. But there is for sure an alarming increase in like just things going wrong, losing things, you know, getting holes in my pants, whatever. like, and and I don't like to. I try not to use the word right or wrong or good or bad. Things just are. It just is. But for practical purposes, it is things have been happening that are not preferred. One of the crazy things that happened the other day, this was sort of like really when I really took notice of this, is the other day I was starting the day. I went outside, got on my scooter, and I went to go start my scooter, and it was struggling to start. It's an old scooter. It's like 10 years old. And I'm turning it to start, and I'm giving it some gas to help the engine get going. And as I'm doing this, the throttle gets stuck in full power position. So full open throttle, and the scooter is like, I'm holding the brakes down. The scooter is like skidding around on the gravel, and I'm trying to control it. And it's like I can't get it to go back. So I'm like trying to hold it down, and I'm at the same time I'm trying to like rotate the throttle into the off position, and it's just completely jammed. And at some point I kind of lose control of it, and I'm not able to stop it, and so the scooter starts taking off full power, full speed ahead, and I'm riding it, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? And and it's like there's luckily it was just at home at my house, and there's this like there's a lot of area, and there's these palm trees, and so I'm cruising through at full speed trying to avoid these palm trees, but I can't slow it down. And it was like, at some point I was just like, well, what's the plan here? Because if I go any further, at some point I'm going to have to turn, if I can even do that. And I'm going to be on the road then, and that's not going to be good. And so I'm weaving through, and finally I just bailed, and I threw the scooter down, jumped off. I was fine. I got a little bit of scratches on my leg, no big deal, but scooter's on its side, and the engine's going full power, the wheels going, and then I had to go pick the scooter up and throw it over and get the kickstand out for the kill switch. And it wasn't so much that was a big deal in itself. It wasn't that big of a deal. Nobody was hurt. It could have been really dangerous if that had happened in a urban busy area, that it would have been bad news. But luckily, it was just at home. Nobody was around. But the thing about it was just, it was like this freak accident. It was the freakiness of it. Throttle getting jammed. It's like something out of a horror movie. And so that's when I first really started like that. Well, so then that happened, and then the entire rest of the day was a series of mishaps. It was, just having to deal with this scooter, and all day long it was just like things not going the way that I want them to go, not working out, everything's going wrong. And it feels like that's when I started to notice this vortex, this downward spiral that was happening. And I think it seems like energetically it started a few days before, and it's continuing. So it's like but that was sort of like this peak where it really got my attention of like something kind of freaky is happening right now. And so that was going on, and all day long it was just dealing with this thing that I really did not want to deal with. I have other things that I need to do. I had to spend all day finding somebody to come pick my scooter up, help him get it into the truck, and then the rental that they gave me, the battery died, so then that one wouldn't start. It was just like this endless scooter story. And so then surrounding that, it was like like there was this like disruption with communication and with one of my relationships, and then it's like I'm losing things, and then my phone is bugging out, the space bar won't work anymore, my computer's bugging out, it's like it's glitching, it's like shutting down randomly, the mouse pad won't press down, and then when it does, it's like the mouse is like randomly appearing all over the screen. I could go on, but it's just, generally speaking, it's just been it's a downward spiral. It's a negative, it's a vortex of chaos. And so I was thinking about this, and it's like, man, what is happening right now? How do I turn this around? How do I right this ship and get it back on track? And I remembered the I am mantra. So the I am mantra, you can find this. This can be found throughout all of history. It shows up in the Bible. I don't know what is it. God says in Exodus 3:14, God introduces himself to Moses with the expression, I am who I am. I'm not really equipped to get into biblical interpretations. That's not my domain. But I kind of understand it, but it's like, I think, but my point is just that it's there, that it's a profoundly deep mantra. It carries a lot of meaning. And and it's basically like, in the biblical sense, it's just like God. It's like, I am who I am. It's like I am all that is and ever will be. It just, I am. It just is. That's how I understand it. It comes up in more like in New Age stuff. Neville Goddard, in the 20th century, like 1960s or something. He's a really interesting guy. If you don't know Neville Goddard, look him up, check him out on YouTube. He's got some really good, he's like manifesting 101. Like, if you're just getting into manifesting, check him out. He's like entry level, first class. He talks about this a lot. The power of I am, and he's all about creating the impression before it materializes. So it basically, this whole thing, this whole idea, the core of it is that you are the creator of your reality. You are God. And your reality is a reflection of your internal state, of your consciousness. For anything to exist in the 3D world, it needs to first exist as an impression, as an emotion, as a feeling, as a vibration. That's where the vibration starts, and then it manifests itself, it projects itself outward into your circumstances, into your world, into your reality. So I have this thing that I wanted to read real quick that Neville Goddard says about it. He wrote this thing: I am wealthy, poor, healthy, sick, free. Confined were first of all impressions or conditions felt, before they became visible expressions. Your world is your consciousness objectified. Waste no time trying to change the outside. Change the within or the impression, and the without or expression will take care of itself. So that's Neville Goddard's, summary of it, is that, don't focus on changing the external circumstances. That's futile. Don't waste your time and energy on that. And in fact, it just reinforces it. You go, oh, everything's going wrong, I'm trying to fix it. And well, if you're trying to fix it, it's going to manifest things to be fixed. Because if things were going well, if things were not broken, there would be nothing to fix. So fixing it is reinforcing that. The energy of fixing things is reinforcing that manifestation. So on that note, one of the things that I've been paying attention to, one of the things to watch out for, is our unconscious affirmation of things that we don't prefer. So I was doing this where like everything's going wrong. Like it's a chaos of vortex, right? Everything's going wrong. And I would like see a friend, or like in my head, I'm like, God, everything's going wrong. Like, why is everything going wrong? And by saying that, I'm reinforcing this manifestation. It's a mantra. It's an affirmation that I'm impressing upon myself. That impression is then creating more of it. The subconscious does not know. It doesn't have the ability to judge right or wrong, truth or false. It takes everything at face value as matter of fact. So if you say everything is going wrong, your subconscious says, okay, everything's going wrong. We're going to create more of that because that's what it is. That's what I am. If you say everything is going great, then it accepts that as fact. Even if 10 minutes ago everything was going wrong, this is how you change it. You say everything's going great, and at first you struggle with it. It's like your mind is like fighting with this. It's like, what are you talking about? Everything's going wrong. But your subconscious is listening. And this is what affirmations are about. This is how affirmations work, is that you're impressing this onto your subconscious. So your mind is going to resist it. Your mind's going to fight it, doesn't want to hear it, disagrees, and that's okay. It doesn't matter. Just let it struggle. But the trick is that you say everything's going great. Your subconscious hears that, and this is incremental, and it slowly adjusts to that vibration. So you keep repeating that throughout the day. Everything's going great. I'm having so much fun. I love this. I love the chaos, but then that, maybe that creates more chaos. So it's like you have to kind of, be careful with this. You have to like fine tune it. But this is basically the mechanism behind it. So one of the big tricks is, and this is something that I don't see people talk about this much, but one of the key things that you need to do is, as you start these affirmations, as you start saying, I am great, I am joy, I am having fun, everything is going great, I am. As you say this, your mind is going to resist it, and there's most likely what you're going to experience is more resistance. You're going to be met with more of the very thing that you don't want, that you're fighting against. Even fighting is not like, that word should not be part of the vocabulary, because to say fighting to means that I'm resisting something, I'm combating something, which then creates something to combat, which then manifests the thing that I need to fight against. So there is no fight. I am peaceful, loving joy. I am having fun. I am ecstatic, flowing bliss. I am in a flow state. Everything is happening in total perfection. Now, as I say these mantras, as I say these affirmations, what will often happen is that you will get met with more of that thing. You'll get met with more resistance. This is a good thing. This means that it's working. And I don't know why. I don't know why. It's like a universal law. I don't understand why it's like this. I think maybe just because it's like every force needs it's like Newton's law or something. It's like every force needs an equal and opposite force. Or, there's like, I don't know. It's like, it's like you can't, I don't know. Yin and yang. You need like if a force increases here, you need something to balance it out. That's how I've understood it or made sense of it, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense at all. But that's what's going to happen is so like for example, like let's say I live in my house, and there's noise outside, there's construction, there's people playing music, there's cars, there's honking and animals, and everybody's making noise. It's just chaos, and I want it to stop. So what I would say, my mantra, my affirmation would be, I am peace. I am peaceful solitude. I am peace. I am peace. I am peace. I would repeat that affirmation throughout the day. Anytime I was triggered, anytime the sound was disrupting me, I would, catch myself, and, be present with my words and say, I am peace, and really call in that emotion, call in that vibration, finding the peace within so that it can manifest without. Now, as you do that, or as I'm saying that affirmation, the noise is going to get louder and louder. It's going to increase. It's going to be more and more chaotic. And this is where most people give up. Most people hit this increased opposition, and they say, this doesn't work. You know, what, it's useless. You know, what is this guy on YouTube talking about? I am and affirmations. This is BS. All I'm seeing is it's getting louder outside the more that I say it. But this is where you need to stick through it. You need to keep going and just keep affirming, keep doing it. And basically you just don't stop until you've made it to the other side. At some point, the chaos will continue until it breaks. You get to the other side, you get over the mountain, and that's when you've created that vibration. That's where you've manifested the peace that was first. The impression of peace was within. You've manifested it outside into your circumstances. Another way that this could work, maybe in maybe like in a deeper sense. I mean, I guess this is how it works. Is that what I was going to say is that the way that this works is you find the peace within. Because normally, in our sort of, day-to-day unconscious life, the noise outside would trigger us, and we would be focusing on the noise outside. That guy with the jackhammer and the nail gun. It's like, they just keep going all day, and it's like you're thinking out there. Whereas when you use this affirmation, you call in peace within. That's you find the peace within, and when you truly do that, that's when it reflects out. You project that out into your environment and your circumstances. So that's like the big thing is you do the affirmations, you're going to be hit with more resistance. The key is to keep going. So that's one version of doing it, where you say, I am something that you want to call in. So, a vibration that you want to embody more of. The other, I don't know if you'd call it like deeper or like the sort of bigger thing, maybe the more encompassing, the more profound version of this is just to say, I am. That's it. You can sit down and you meditate, or you lay down and you get relaxed, and you just repeat, I am, I am, I am. As you do this, it's a meditation. You feel yourself in your body, you bring yourself to the present moment and focus on the words, focus on the vibration. How does it feel in your chest? And you give it attention. You don't have to give it attention like, it's not like focus like you're cramming for the exam or something, like you have to pass the test afterwards. But it's like a gentle, relaxed, just, you're meditating, you're in the present moment, and you're giving it your gentle awareness. It's just to say, like, don't, you're not thinking about what you had for breakfast, or, what you have, your homework tonight or something while you're doing it. It's like you're in the present moment, really, really giving your attention to each word. I am. That would be more like the daily practice. I think that's more of, if you want to really feel the profundity, the magnitude, the gravity of this mantra, this affirmation, that's the way to do it, is to do the I am meditation. If you want to get really fancy, you could do it with, have a mandala on the wall in front of you, or a flower of life design, and you focus on the center of the mandala as you meditate and say the mantra. But you don't need to. That's just extra. That's fancy. But that's how you do it. And so this is one of the most powerful techniques for manifesting, changing your vibration, and really expanding your consciousness, and really, like, the I am meditation. It's like, you're really, just like in the Bible, it's like, I am that I am, and it's like you really call in that, you experience that vibration of being the creator of your reality, being God. So let me know how it goes, if anybody does this, and I am going to do the I am meditation, and we'll see how it goes.